Whether it's medical services or prescriptions, people have had to adjust their healthcare plans during this pandemic. And healthcare companies have adapted with more telemedicine services that you've needed. And that's what's been going on during this pandemic. And that's why we have on Andrew Dudum, CEO of Hims and Hers. So this is a brand new publicly traded company, went public via a SPAC. Tell me about how excited you are about what's going on here and why the time is right now.
Thank you for having me. We're exceptionally excited today to list Hims and Hers Health under the stock ticker HIMS. We're in this moment in time where I think everybody in the country is aware that the healthcare system is in need of really drastic and urgent change, right? Hundreds of millions of people today use a system that essentially hasn't changed in 50 or 60 years. It's expensive, it's slow, it takes weeks to access in most situations. 80% of rural counties don't even have physicians, and most people can't even afford their deductibles on their insurance plans. And so we're in this new wave of digital health that Hims and Hers is really leading, that gives anybody with a phone the ability to access a great specialist, a great set of treatments personalized for them, real medicine delivered to their door, all for prices that are $20 or $30 per month. So things that are affordable and accessible for everybody. So I think we're really in the earliest innings of what will be a very long 5 and 10 years of innovation in digital healthcare. And we're excited to be at the forefront of that process.
What's amazing is the growth that you've seen, and I'm not surprised to a certain extent because, you had what people needed. And I saw some of your quarterly rapid growth numbers in the first quarter and third quarter, over 90% year-over-year increase, and in the second quarter, 76% year-over-year increase. So rapid growth for all three of those quarters when you're talking about revenue and what you're seeing. But the comps are going to be pretty tough, aren't they?
The beautiful thing about this business is you have a really rare combination of elements. You've got, as you mentioned, incredibly robust growth, 90% year-over-year growth in Q3 of last year. And that's only continued robust growth as we expand into new medical conditions on the platform. But you also have that robust growth coupled with phenomenal unit economics, right? 76% gross margins last quarter, Q3. And that really is underpinning this combination of robust growth and efficiency in a business that is really rarely seen in the public markets. I think, as a public market investor myself, I've really yearned to see an opportunity like Hims where you have both great growth, great efficiency, improving year over year, but also really in the earliest of innings with regard to an industry that is on the precipice of being completely revolutionized. And I think that's really what you have here with healthcare, which is a $4 trillion market, a market that in the next 5 and 10 years is going to see so much innovation in digital health, and being able to combine that with a business that has true robust revenue growth and incredible efficiency as a high margin business, I think is something the markets really have not seen in a very long time.
Yeah, and digital health, telemedicine, getting your seeing a doctor, getting prescriptions, this is what we've become very accustomed to, and doing it online. And I guess the question really is, will people continue to do that? Because in many ways, maybe doctors like it better too, to a certain extent. Sometimes you don't necessarily need to see the doctor in person, and maybe in the next 5 or 10 years when COVID is long gone, people still may be doing this trend. Is there enough room? Is there competition? I think of Teladoc comes to mind. How will you handle this?
Yeah, it's really a really fascinating time where the virus has created, in a lot of ways, a crystal ball into the future, right? Trends that were accelerating are now accelerating faster than ever. And I think digital medicine and telemedicine is one of those trends. With Hims and Hers, we focus predominantly on the young demographics, those in their 20s and 30s and 40s. And what we see from them is that they expect an experience that is on demand, an experience that's beautiful, that's digitally friendly, and that's priced affordably. And those elements just really are not synonymous with the traditional healthcare systems today. And so when you look at the growth and the unprecedented amount of demand that Hims and Hers has had, I think it really shows that these expectations for the new consumers are changing. Since our launch, and the company is just 36 months old since founding to IPO today, we have powered close to 3 million medical visits on the platform. Teladoc, which you mentioned, is a great company in the public markets. It took Teladoc 13 years for them to power their first 1 million medical visits. And on the Hims and Hers brand, we powered 1 million medical visits in the first 12 months of operations. So I think this new wave of technology, this digital native experience we've built, and I think the brand that we built that really is resonating with this young demographic is going to bring something very unique to the public markets.
I see what you're saying, and those were good comp numbers to have a better understanding of how quickly you're growing and how quickly you're being adopted. Andrew, I thought it was interesting that you're an angel investor and that you invest in and advise over 24 companies. What do you look for in this day and age to pick and choose which companies in which you're an advisor or an investor?
You know, I've been blessed in the last 10 years to be able to invest in a number of great companies and teams. And at that stage, what I really look for is not only a market, but an entrepreneur at the helm, a founder at the helm who has a vision for the future that is clear. What I see over and over again is early stage companies, Series C, Series A, Series B companies, they evolve very dramatically during those years. A business that might start as one thing will iterate quickly 6 months later to offer something new. And it requires a founder and a management team that is creative, that is data oriented, and that is able to adjust as those winds change. And I think a combination of a large market and a founder and a team that is capable of that adjustment is always what I look for and prioritize.